this UK Championship final between two global snooker stars, superstars of snooker, I should say. The nerves affecting all of us here. 4-4.
Thank you. The ninth frame. Ding Junhui to break.
Ding Junhui to get the second half of the final underway. 4-4, he was 4-1 down. He fought back superbly when it looked like at one stage he might be blown away here. And that's been the story really of the tournament for him. Dug in against Mark Allen, dug in against Mark Williams, of course had that thriller with Judd Trump. He was actually the first player to qualify, Ding, back on Judgment Day. Will he be the last man standing? Or will it be this man for an 8th time? Settle back and enjoy the evening ahead. Big shot to play in frame 1 of the night. It's just a question of whether Ding can pick up immediately. Had they stayed out there, you'd fancy him strongly to carry on, but it's been a good break, a good sort of 3 hours since the last session. What an atmosphere, Alan.
Yeah, that was a spine-tingling reception that both players got moments ago. Almost taking a breather for a couple of shots. Good evening to you all. Thanks for your company. This is going to be quite some evening. One of the biggest evenings of the snooker calendar.
Thanks, Ding. Thank you.
Yeah, the way that Ding played, I think the O'Sullivan alarm bells will be ringing. Never going to panic, but he knows the quality and the talented, educated fingers of Ding Junhui, the way he's played, there's the way he finished the session. It was an onslaught, and I think Ronnie was glad when the end of the session came.
Worth remembering how well he regrouped in that World Final back in 2022. Judd Trump had dominated the 3rd session, and it came out, it was like it was a different match at the evening, and that's experience, I guess. He got away, didn't he, with the long red he took on. He didn't leave Ding in. Balls in inviting positions for whoever does get in first.
One attempt each, no joy yet. Probably still living the tension of those intros. The one thing I think everyone's delighted to see is that we're seeing Ding back to something like his best, because we need him up there at the top of the game. He's too good not to be regularly. He's been posted missing for most of the last 3 or so years. We need him up there doing his thing, because he does it in such a incredible way. His cue ball today was sensational.
Yeah, if he were to win, Ding, he'd go up to number 6th in the world on the official 2-year list, and on the 1-year list 2nd. He'd be in all the Players Series and all of that. He would be anyway, I think, if you finish runner-up, but back where he kind of belongs, the top end of the list.
1.
So Sullivan breaks the deadlock and ends that run of unanswered points, 2-4-1.
4.
So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Here's part 3 to get him in, perhaps, for a good chance.
Five.
The brown's not an option, not the pot. I wouldn't think it's too difficult, the queuing.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
Well, it's always a great occasion, but the ticket holders, people who've paid their money to come along, what a night they've got here. History either way. O'Sullivan extending the record for UK titles to 8, Ding becoming only the 4th player to win at least 4. Well, he's had a look at the potting angle of the red. As you can see, in it goes.
1.
Good chance then this for O'Sullivan to get going for a second time this evening.
Eight.
Rob Spencer taking charge of the final. Pink spot free, so that's where the black's gone.
9.
30 years ago, O'Sullivan became the youngest UK champion at 17. If he wins tonight, he'll become the oldest at 47. It's his birthday actually in just a couple of days' time.
$40. 50.
Yeah, got to work the cue ball here. The natural goes into the face of the yellow.
20. $21. $26. 27.
Key shot now. Bit awkward. That left shoulder high to avoid the red. He's not just the best player we've ever seen that's ever walked the planet.
32.
One of the reasons for it is because he's largely unaffected by these type of occasions. He's able to play sort of off-the-cuff snooker when the stakes are at the very highest, which of course they are tonight. It's another fabulous shot to create an angle through pace. Just working on getting that black into play.
$38. $39.
This time no impediment to the far corner, can get down on it properly. And finds the middle of the pocket this time. Good to go now.
$44. $45.
Well, it's always the case, of course, with these finals, and we see it at the World Championship, the multi-session matches. Yes, it's one match, but it's divided up, and there's been 3 hours for O'Sullivan to collect his thoughts, draw on all the experience he has. Ding
50.
fought back well, but then they had to stop playing. O'Sullivan has clearly regrouped.
51.
Yeah, and the smartness of that shot, he knew that the blue would put him past the threshold. He didn't want to risk the black in the middle. Remember the pink that Ding missed earlier today when he should have won the frame.
$56.
So even although it's off the cuff and looks good doing it, he thinks his way around the table.
57.
And that red surely stops any recovery playing on from Ding. '62nd ranking final, looking for a 40th title. Would be his first, of course, in a ranking event since that 7th world title
63.
in May 2022.
$70. 71. $78. 79.
Well, what a start to a big, big night. The question marks coming in after losing the last 3 the way he did have been answered emphatically.
$84.
Break ends at
Ronnie
84.
O'Sullivan, 84 on the front.
Ronnie O'Sullivan back in front. As the evening session gets underway here in York, it's the 7 times champion who nudges ahead. 5-4.
Thank you.
O'Sullivan
The
5,
frame.
Ding 4 here
Ronnie O'Sullivan
as
to
the
break.
final session of the UK Championship final cranks into life. O'Sullivan winning the first frame there with a break of 84. 10 the target, of course, for victory. $250,000 to the winner. Ding, of course, was runner-up last year to Mark Allen. He made the running in that match. He led 6-1. fact, the worst he's ever been halfway in a UK final is 4 each with John Higgins 2009. He went on to win 10-8, never been behind coming into the final session. Just felt this week there's been something sort of blessed about Ding in York. He could easily have lost to Mark Allen. He wasn't feeling well anyway in the match. Was 4-2 down, turned that round. Of course, had a big match with Tom Ford for the Masters, beat him. Was 5-4 down to Mark Williams. They had that extraordinary frame with the record points, but won the last 2 there. And then last night held off Judd Trump, and that's after coming through 2 rounds of qualifying as well. But he's playing someone who holds a 19-5 winning record against him in previous meetings.
One.
Yeah, the red drop maybe not the best kiss though.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Looking to keep the pressure on here in the early exchanges.
Yeah, didn't bargain for the bump of the middle pocket. Ding has a couple of options to either corner. Yes, I like this one too, the one in the open left of the black. Anything but a thin miss, and he won't contact the red on the way back. That's okay. I think Ronnie also will sense that Ding's long game is in terrific nick. So that type of shot he's playing there, he knows that he can't leave anything sticking out. So Ronnie, I think in some ways, as I say, he's aware of everything. He'll be aware of that fact, and that puts a wee bit of pressure on the O'Sullivan safety. Going to invite Ronnie to have a red along the end cushion or one to middle here. Didn't have many other appealing options, so the gauntlet has been laid down.
One.
This blue, Ronnie O'Sullivan was in the practice room playing tons of these this morning for this moment right here. Nope.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
It's one of those, you see him pop plenty. I do think that the concern for him this afternoon was once he started missing, he carried on. There was a period where he did struggle. It's up to Ding, obviously, to pounce now whenever that does happen.
1.
It's also noticeable just how popular he is here, Ding. You know, you saw it on the intros, we've seen it outside, plenty of people waiting for autographs and selfies. And that's, of course, because he's done so well here, but also just he's conducted himself so well for his country over the years and for snooker in general. His form has been a bit erratic, you know, he's been yo-yoing in and out of the top 16, but this run here, just getting to the final, really makes him secure for now, and if he were to win it, then he'd be back in the top 8. Just one wrinkle here as well. If O'Sullivan were to win, then they'd play each other in the first round at the Masters. If Ding wins, then Ronnie would play Mark Williams, Ding would play Ali Carter. Because it would affect where Ding would be seeded, top 8 or not.
Ten. Eleven. $60.
This is where his superior cue ball is likely to come in handy, spinning this round the corner. Got to get topside.
17.
Fabulous shot. Look at that. Absolutely to the millimetre he played that. It's the hallmark of his game.
you just feel that this is
22.
a stage he should be on. You know, these big finals, we sort of missed him a bit since last year when he won, when he got to the final. Won 6 of the first 7 frames against Mark Allen.
23.
Won the 6 reds, didn't he? But since then he's been quiet. He had that extraordinary business where he was Dr. Frame at the English Open because he was wearing trousers that were basically too smart for the dress code. Only in snooker could that happen. Took it on the chin. But it is in his beloved York where he's come good again. Important visit this. We've seen O'Sullivan start really well, looking confident, made that 84. Ding wants to show him he's feeling good as well.
That was a strange one. That was a wee bit weak.
28.
So he's got to almost use the cannoning red as a cushion and screw off it. Nothing he can't handle, but it's quite an unusual shot. Played it beautifully.
29.
It might just work in his favour now that the one that he cannoned back up table, the one he's about to pot,
33.
is now out the way. So this next shot in the blue,
34.
just high of straight in the red. Absolutely played again. See,
39.
those are the brilliant shots in this game. It's not the... Look at that, just high of straight. Those are the shots that a snooker player looks at and thinks, whoa, what a shot that was. Basically because you're trying to land it on a halfpenny piece, and when you do it you think, whoa, it's a proper shot.
Forty-seven. $48.
So the next red will leave O'Sullivan
55.
needing a snooker. If he pots it, remember what happened earlier on, frame 2, Mr. Pink, O'Sullivan cleared up. In it goes.
56.
Kind of had to just focus on potting. One snooker needed.
Ding Junhui. 56.
Yeah, good 56. That was a clever shot that he played. Just pushing the pink away from the reds because of the potential of Ronnie peeling off the 2 red blacks and tucking him in behind the pink, so that's not on now. Good thinking. Advanced stuff that was. Always got to look ahead for danger.
Frame conceded.
That was a very abrupt concession, wasn't it? O'Sullivan had seen enough. Game on again, 5 each. And this final, you just get the feeling tonight could turn into an absolute classic.
Okay.
So we're back on level
Thank you,
terms
the 11th frame.
here in the UK Championship final.
Bing Junhui to break.
Everyone settling down for frame 11 of a possible 19. Ding has made 56, O'Sullivan 84 in the first of the evening. Played in 5 previous finals. O'Sullivan's won 4 of them. But of course, Ding has a couple of wins over him at this very venue, including 6-0 last year in the quarterfinals.
One.
Yeah, lovely pot. It's kind of almost the O'Sullivan way now, as to he doesn't sort of produce too many thunderbolts from baulk these days. He does the odd one, of course, but very good at those type of shots, just picking off his opponent from baulk. Also interesting that he conceded there with, you know, still possibilities of winning the frame, but he wants to get on with it. He actually, I think, wants this to be an entertaining contest. You'd like to win, of course you would.
4.
But always mindful of wanting to entertain, like Ding.
5. Nine. Ten.
Yeah, terrific shot. Pity the red doesn't go to right corner.
60.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was
17.
thinking of the one by the black spot. What a terrific pick out that was, considering he didn't know it was on.
$24. $25. $32. 33.
Such an unusual position that red's in, isn't it? The black will go in its spot, obviously. But the red is no good to
40.
either corner.
Well, that's what he thought of that.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Not much.
40.
As possible as we see the miss again by Ding. Because the pink spot is in the open. So it's causing him an issue here, that one red.
9. $50.
Virtual frame ball with the pink waiting.
60.
Yeah, when he missed that pot with the rest, he clearly wasn't happy, but the fact that it hasn't been costly, you can put that to one side.
$22. 23.
So the pink for 6-5. It's we're in a match where not that much
29.
is really being missed. The red from Ding, it was a thin clip to that right corner. The fact that he missed it was significant, clearly. Not just
30.
because it meant he broke down, but as I say, it allows O'Sullivan to recover from what happened when he was in and not sort of sit in his chair getting frustrated.
37.
He's had to battle hard at times in this tournament. Robert Milkins had a
38.
great chance, several actually, to beat him in their decider. Zhou Yulong was 5-4 up against him. Same for Fai, came out confident, but O'Sullivan put him away in the semis. One last
45.
effort needed tonight.
46. $53. 54. 60. 62. 65. 69. 7. 70. 80.
So it was indeed a key miss from Ding. And that's why
87.
O'Sullivan clears up very nicely with 87. And he's back in front in the UK Championship final. It's a swift affair, this. Frames going by, averaging about 14 minutes. 1 to go before the interval, and it's Ronnie O'Sullivan leading Ding Junhui 6-5. So can O'Sullivan get himself within 3 frames of that trophy? 6-5 now, first to 10. As I say, it's been a fast flowing match, this. The average frame time just around 14 minutes. A lot of big breaks, a lot of frame winning breaks, but also that's why the odd mistake, the odd miss is significant. And in that last frame, Ding got himself into a position where he could have fought back to take it, but Mr. Red to right corner.
Frame.
O'Sullivan made 87.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Take your seats, please.
I thought the way Ronnie played that long red was telling. I mentioned earlier that he'll be wary as Ding gets a bonus cover in bulk. He'll be wary of Ding's game in close, with good reason, obviously. But the fact that he went deep on the cue ball to come back for bulk colour tells you that he is wary. Against a lot of players, he would have just gone middle ball, stay for the blue, because that way the pot's easier. But he knows the consequences of leaving Ding in close.
Foul, the miss. Ding Junhui 4. One. Ding Junhui 1.
Something else to note with this type of shot, he did it in his last shot, Ronnie. He's sort of tiptoeing his way through these safety shots, very thin contact. This time, okay, well, has he got the fluke? That surprises me, that he played figure of 8. I mean, there's nothing on the right wing in baulk for cover. That was a strange one. I know he wants to get the game on and the game flowing and make moves, but there was no move to make on that occasion. Easy pot this, cushion first. Can he get the cue ball out of there? You would imagine he's going to get some kind of flick on a red. Just a question of whether it's a good one.
One.
Nearly.
Blue ball, thank you. Ding junhui 1.
Hamper bridging, that might be almost as good as a snooker, maybe even better if Ronnie just about get to the middle of the cue ball, but this is a toughie. Been hitting this shot well. He potted one against Judd. It was the other side of the table. It was into the top left corner. It was the red that got him over the line, wasn't it, against Judd Trump? Not the exact same shot, but similar. Yeah, deciding on the straighter one. So, pink and black waiting, get the pot. He's guaranteed, you'd think, to be on one. Just was a wee bit surprised he didn't play the one out in the open. I mean, he's the man behind the cue. He knows how he's feeling, but that was a tough pot in any circumstances.
One.
Well, that has to go down into reprieve for Ding. The fact that
Brian
Sullivan wasn't
Sullivan.
away again. Been a lot of heavy scoring in the final, but the interesting thing, of course, is what happens before that. What happens to get the players in, and psychologically that can make such a difference as well. Ding has made a century, 114 in frame 7. Sullivan's best break, 91 in frame 3.
There's no doubt that of the two, Ding is the aggressor. But Ronnie will be glad to pick up the pieces as and when the chances come. And here's another good one.
Yeah, that's it, because it's such an open game. Invariably, when the chances come, they're all kind of there. But anything's missable, as we know. He's trying to just get some clear blue water here at 7-5. The thing is, if he could choose anyone to lose to, it would probably be Ding. He loves Ding, but the fact is he still wants to beat him tonight and win this title for an 8th time. It's been such an effort all week from him.
$40. 50.
Yeah, I definitely think of the two players. It seems to me that
22.
Ding is the one who's playing actually the better of the two, or to put it another way, feels more comfortable with his own game. But of course, these guys are that good that if you let them in close, as Ding has here, it doesn't really matter how O'Sullivan, or Ding for that matter, are feeling about their game. They're going to punish you. In this sort of chance, it's like picking it up off the floor for these guys.
31.
But that's the gamble.
37.
And Ding, as I say,
38.
so far just seems like the more likely to play a hand than Ronnie.
$44. 45.
See, even here, he's been so watchful. Two reds in the open, you think, no problem. Wants to play on both of them if he can. So he's spinning the cue ball round to try and just put it into open play, but he wants to play in both reds. You see that? He's being more watchful.
50. 51.
So 2 more pots needed for 7-5. Ding's aggression is admirable, but he's going to have to start getting them
56.
because he's leaving chances that you just cannot leave for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
57.
He's won the mini session then, and he's 2 clear again in the final. Ding needs another rally like we saw this afternoon from 4-1 down, like we saw in round 1 from Mark Allen against Mark Allen from 4-2 down.
63.
Still time.
64. 71. 72.
Well, the one thing he's not done yet is make a century in the final. He's had 4 in the tournament.
79.
Gonna have to be the double. Well, not to be, but 79 once again. He's taken advantage of a chance that was presented to him, and Ronnie O'Sullivan has moved 3 frames away from becoming UK champion for an 8th time. There's still time, of course, for a turnaround. It's going to have to happen soon for Ding Junhui, though, because it's Ronnie O'Sullivan leading the final in York by
15th frame. Ding Junhui to break.
So Ding Junhui gets the UK Championship final back underway. He's trailing 7-5 to Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's won 3 of the first 4 frames this evening. 10 needed to become champion. It would be an 8th success for O'Sullivan, a 4th for Ding in this great tournament. The final mini session of the UK Championship. O'Sullivan needs 3. Ding from here would have to win 5-2. He'd have to produce the sort of rally he did from 4-1 down to 4-4 at the end of the afternoon.
One.
Yeah, couldn't do anything about the cue ball. Flirting with that corner now. I think he had a glance at the blue, but it's a shot you hardly ever play. Such a scary shot. But again, he's pressing and trying to stay positive as he can. Very unlucky. Great pot.
6.
And virtually bolt straight on the red along the cushion. Yeah, this time his hands are tied as far as
Ding Junhui 6.
trying to be aggressive. Sometimes you just gotta, well, not take what's there. It's just too difficult, that red along the cushion. Might be pushing the black safe here.
Tickets for next year's UK Championship went on general sale this morning, already being snapped up. So, a mistake now. Ding is at that point where he has to start taking advantage.
One.
Pink spot occupied. So this becomes a decent chance now.
Seven. Eight.
Yeah, and it's been in adversity where he's played his best snooker in the tournament. Even going back to the first qualifying match, he was 4-3 down to Daniel Wells. You know, those qualifiers can be pretty sticky affairs. He got through 6-4, 4-2 down to Mark Allen, 5-4 down to Mark Williams. And it looked for all the world like it would be a decider with Judd Trump. That seemed to be what the script was saying, but Ding played a very good 10th frame to get it won. So when the pressures come on, and we saw it again this afternoon, 4-1 down, he has responded.
15.
Now, does he risk the cannon on the two together to make the pink spot open? Yeah, good shot. It's just that bit easier to work
21.
off on from its own spot. Just watching his cue action there, I've been more vocal than most in the last 2 or 3 years about some sort of flaw, which I don't like saying, in Ding's cue action on delivery. I actually watched back this morning when I woke up. I watched the 2009 UK final against John Higgins where he won 10-8. Just to sort of have a look back, a retrospective of how he was striking the ball then.
27.
And I'm pleased to see that he's sort of
28.
rectified it, not completely, but it's much better than it has been in the last couple of years.
There
you go. So let's just see how quickly the transition from pullback to delivery on this one is. It's quite a quick
34.
delivery there, wasn't it? You know, he's still just about okay. It's the odd shot. It doesn't look like it did back in the day. Still okay.
Forty.
It's just a wee bit quicker than it ever has been, but he's somehow been able to manage it in this championship.
$46. Thank you. $47.
So in between yellow, brown, little trace of left-hand side. Just beat the middle pocket with a cue ball. Oh, that'll do nicely. So,
52.
not out the woods just yet, but the possibilities there. Looking for red, colour, red.
Ding Junhui.
Well, he missed a pink to that pocket in frame 2. O'Sullivan cleared up from 63 behind. The balls were in much nicer positions then. This is a tough table. Even so, could have been over. Ding was closing in on 7-6.
One.
You just never know, do you, with this man, what he could conjure up here.
Four.
She didn't quite work out, trying to develop the red. So 54 in it, a possible 67 on.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Yeah, Ding, of course, desperate not to open up the 2 lots of safe reds.
Thank you.
Concern on Ronnie's face as he left this. I mean, if you can see the red, it's no problem, the pot. It's just whether he can get it thin enough. Nope. Now, this could take on a whole new complexion. Ronnie just releases these 2 reds here and doesn't leave a pot on. Takes on a whole new complexion. Has he left the plant?
Well, this pink would get him 61 in front with 59 on. But of course, if he doesn't pot it, then, well, the clearance could be on.
Ding junhui 1.
No time like the present. He knows he's got to make a move quickly. Now's the time. Got to get this though.
So, Ding relieved to get this second chance here. O'Sullivan not happy at all to have left it.
1.
Ding, of course, made the running in the frame with the 52. This time, it looks like he has held on.
Six.
When they made the draw,
7.
which was top 16 in one hat, qualifiers in another, he was the name everyone wanted to avoid. And of course, Mark Allen was the man who had to play him on day one. Ding, wherever he's ranked, everybody's fully aware of how good he has been, how good he still can be. And we've seen a lot of that this week. He may need to still produce his best snooker of the week to win this, but he's hanging on in there. Wasn't the cleanest kill, but he's won the first frame back after the interval. So just one frame separates them again. Ronnie O'Sullivan now leading 7-6. So Ding has pulled one back 7-6. He's never been in front, of course, in this final. He did get level at 4-4 and at 5-5. Still a possible 6 frames to play.
One.
Nicely done, cue ball held up. Can he produce another spell like we saw from 4-1 down when he was superb for 3 frames?
Four. Five. Ten. 11. Sixteen. 17.
I like the fact, that was awkward, but he kind of didn't make a meal of it, did he? He got into position pretty much immediately, ready to play it. Played it well. Of course, it is the middle of the night in China, but I'm sure there'll be plenty watching this.
24.
Fascinating battle, of course, with Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's popular all around the world.
$31. $32. $39.
Aggressive intent by Ding, calculating that he would have needed at least one of the reds in the pack.
40.
And now that little flick on the brown, he's well set to draw level again. Ronnie can't get away from him. He's playing with a supreme confidence, I believe, as Ding. I think he did against Judd Trump in the semi-final. He's playing in a way that I think he believes he's going to win this ultimately tonight. There's a difference between really believing that you're going to win and just wanting to win and hoping you're going to win. It's just the way that he's going about it. He's playing with a style and a speed that it's like he wants to get it done quickly. He really is motoring when he gets this type of chance. Almost irritated that he's got to go back and get the mini butt extension. Just got to dot the I's and cross the T's of this chance now.
$52.
Ronnie's break-off was loose, and this is the consequences of it. I believe Ding is, by a distance, is playing the best of the two of them.
Two more reds required
58.
to win the frame in one visit and really raise the temperature in this final.
59.
Demonstrating here what a wonderful break builder he is, but what a time to pull out a contribution like this.
66.
Frame ball for 7-7.
67.
He's made 12 centuries in the UK Championship, including 3 in qualifying. The record for a single UK
72.
Championship is 13. Neil Robertson back in 2020. You can equal that here.
74.
What a time to do it. And he's showing great intent. He's showing Ronnie O'Sullivan he believes he can win. And he's playing snooker here of the quality that suggests he's right.
80. 81. $88. 89.
'I love how quickly he gets locked
96.
into the shot when he gets down. Boom. And he's there. It all happens so naturally. What a gift he has. This for the century.
13th of the tournament for Ding Junhui. It's going to end here, I suspect.
104. Foul.
But
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
what a
Ding
time
Junhui,
to make
104.
that 104. To level up dramatically. Just one chance needed and he took it. The final has turned. No long to wait for our next live snooker. The shootout will be along on Wednesday. That's the 6th to the 9th of December in a new home in Swansea. So you can follow the thrills and the spills of the shootout from Wednesday live on Eurosport and Discovery Plus. Chris Wakelin, of course, defending the title. And then it's up to Edinburgh for the last Home Nations event of 2023, the Scottish Open. Gary Wilson defending the title there. That starts on the 11th of December.
Thank you. The 15th frame. Ding Junhui to break.
Ding Junhui in the ascendancy in the UK Championship final. He's won the last two. He's never been in front. Is this the moment it changes? 7-all. He's equalled Neil Robertson's record of 13 century breaks in a single UK Championship. And he's playing the sort of snooker that suggests he can continue, but of course he can turn back. He knocked in a long red in the last frame. Can O'Sullivan return the favour here at the start of frame 15?
Yeah, sure.
Just noticed something on the cue ball.
Oh, sweet snooker symphony. The sound of that was the impressive thing, forgetting the pot itself. What a shot.
Full of risk, but full of intent.
Sullivan's just gone back to his chair while the referee, Rob Spencer, gets the pink into precise position here, just below its own spot.
Thank you. 7.
Just giving Ronnie actually a chance to survey the scene. What he has on offer.
Eight. 50. $60. $23. 24.
Just got a glimpse of that red there on the southeast corner of the
30.
pack. It does go to left corner, so that's worth noting. More access to it once this red is removed.
$32. $37. 38.
Yeah. He had some easy pickings there, but decided to shake the tree and get to the sweet ones. So now you would think with one good positional shot, he's all set to take the lead again. That's beautifully played.
40. $41.
Yet to make a century, O'Sullivan in the final, but a frame-winning break. Doesn't really matter whether it's 80, 90 or 100. Gets you on the board. It's also when you do it, you know, it sat out
48.
really 2 frames. Question was, could he find the
49.
response? The long red flew in, first shot. He's controlled things superbly. And he's given himself every chance to edge back in front.
56. 57.
I think this is as good a frame of snooker as he's played in the whole tournament. The way he's controlled it and given the circumstance with Ding coming back at him. You know, we're late on in the final now.
$62. 63.
Well, 6 minutes that break to get to the frame ball
70.
position. Just absolutely brilliant.
71.
Yeah, we know all about the way these guys play these days and the way they're capable
78.
of playing something that's never crept into
79.
top level snooker is the break-off shot in terms of switching. The last 2 frames, the red has been offered up on the right wing and it's been dispatched with the minimum of fuss.
86.
Ding made a century. You got to think Ronnie's about to reply in kind. I just think sometimes that players should switch the break-off. They're both playing
86.
from the yellow, as we call it, in between yellow-brown. So it'll be interesting to see if Ding offers up that, or sorry, Ronnie offers up the red to Ding this next frame on the way. I say offer up, it's not deliberate, but it's just a habit that you sometimes can't shake.
93.
So the black then, for his first century of the final. What a time to make it. Ding was in a groove.
100.
But O'Sullivan has stepped in with a terrific 100 exactly. Ding just can't quite get in front of him. He keeps pegging him back. He can't get ahead. It's O'Sullivan who leads once again at 8-7. Frame 16 of a possible 19. 8-7. O'Sullivan has just made his first century of this year's final, the 5th he's made in the tournament.
Here's this red again. Actually, from a neutral point of view, I'm glad he didn't knock that in and make another century. I want to see a battle to get control of a frame.
Foul. You miss. I'll check it, Ronnie. Yeah, it's okay. That's all right.
Okay, well, he's not sure whether contact was made, so
Jim, have you got it on there?
the referee's gone down to
Can you show it me on there?
look on the camera.
Just
Jim
to see if
Kensington
it's
Jones,
just
one of the great cameramen, he's going to come into play here. If you can get the replay on his camera. Referee's going to look at it.
Just Rob's looking in if you find it right.
Just go back. I can't see it moving.
Can't quite see the actual
I think it moved.
potential point of contact there.
Just go back again. Really slow now.
The red doesn't move at all, so if he hit it, it was very thin.
Okay, all right. It's not a foul, Ollie. It touched the red.
Okay, well, he's decided it did touch it.
Yeah, good stuff that by Rob Spencer. It was difficult to tell one way or the other, wasn't it? But I think he also took into consideration, he put trust in the player, and that's a brilliant thing. But yeah, it did look like it was almost like the wind, the cue ball in the way past just rocked the red ever so slightly.
Yeah, what I liked about all that is he found a solution there, the referee. He didn't just sort of shrug his shoulders and say, well, that was my decision. You know, he actually attempted to sort it out, and it was all done very quickly, sensibly.
Ding will be thankful to see the black parking on this end cushion, but Ronnie does have a natural path round this red on the left cush, but can he avoid the pack on the way back up table? Surprised he played it that pacey.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
1 degree of angle on it, but you can't get to the left half of the cue ball to spin the cue ball out of there. Yeah, so he decided to punch it and got as much out of it as was possible.
It is notable how much support he's getting. Of course, when they played in that Masters final, 2007, and Ding was still a teenager at the time, the crowd there were not, or sections of it anyway, were not as nice to him. Let's just put it that way. It was pretty hostile at times, and it was quite an upsetting occasion. But this is much different here in York. But
Ding junhui.
missed that one.
Yeah, terrific opening red. I mean, us guys are privileged. We get to see the best players in the world at close quarters. I was in the practice room this morning, and that long red was the one that Ronnie was practicing.
7.
What's he got here in terms of angle? He's having to manipulate it, stun. Almost stun come follow through, he just didn't quite have the natural.
12. Roy O'Sullivan, 12.
Here's another one of those practice shots. And he was going deep on the cue ball this morning and spinning it back. Can he find another? Yep. Five. this could develop. This is a huge shot. If he can just get any contact on the black with one of the reds. Yeah.
11.
Now then, this pink thin cut to middle, does he play it? What a massive shot of the final if he plays it. It's thinner than it looks on screen. We'll get to see it from floor camera perhaps. Not this time, but this is it. There it is.
Wow. What a big shot that was.
Yeah, the applause started earlier. Yeah, everyone was absolutely sure that was in, but it just dropped in. So now he's got the whole frame at his mercy.
18.
Yeah, he's potted 3 pile drivers in the last 2.5 or 1.5 frames that have given him control
24.
back of this final.
25.
That's the thing. However anyone assesses the way he's played in this tournament, at 7 each he had to step up his game, and he has done. We saw it in the last frame with the century. We've seen the way he's got this frame open at his mercy.
31.
He has stepped it up. And if he can just finish this frame now, he'll be just one from an 8th UK Championship victory. Quite remarkable.
$38. 39. 45. 46.
It's pink then for 9-7. Every time Ding has pegged him back, O'Sullivan has got ahead of him again. And now for Ding, the equation is pretty straightforward. He's going to have to win the last 3 frames. Otherwise, it's O'Sullivan's title once again.
53.
Yeah, the UK Championship started in 1977.
59.
The Masters started in 75. No one has won any of them
60.
8 times. You have to go back 55 years. John Pillman won his 8th World Championship. Hey Jude hadn't been released yet.
67.
So history may be imminent, but Ding's not out of this, not by a long chalk. Does he get one more sort of fight in him to somehow get back into this final?
74. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 72.
2 great breaks from O'Sullivan, 100, and that's 74. Barnstorming stuff from the world number 1, and he is 1 away from victory, leading. So Ding staring down the barrel here, 9-7 down to the great. Together 2 pretty incredible frames. But we've seen him come back already in this final. 4-1 down to 4-4. 7-5 down to 7-all. It's about getting the chance and then taking it. And it's also about a good break-off shot, because the mood O'Sullivan's in, he might only need 1 chance to get this one.
17th frame. Ding junhui to break.
He's in a bit of trouble here. If he plays the conventional safety shot, he'll get it absolutely spot on. I can understand him looking for a different option because it's not a nice shot to play. He's got the obvious red to avoid. The blue looms large on the table.
Foul, the miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 5.
Now then, will Ronnie decide to pull the trigger? The answer's yes.
One.
First chance to get it won. Of course, a very special tournament for him. We had all the commemorations earlier this week.
8.
30 years on from becoming the youngest champion. His first breakthrough ranking title success the week before he turned 18.
9.
Many chapters, many volumes in the Ronnie O'Sullivan story since then, and it would seem plenty more to come.
60.
And this would be one of the biggest tonight if he could get to 8 UK titles. When you consider all the talent,
70.
all the players in the game, established players, emerging players, all threatening his supremacy. Here he is with his chance.
$24. $25. $32. $33. $40. 41.
Title. He's beaten Ding Junhui 10-7. And I tell you what, those closing moments was something very special to watch. The crowds just so emotionally involved as they have been with O'Sullivan for 3 decades. He is still, after all this time, the man to beat. And again there, showing us why. Those last 3 frames, he did not put a foot wrong. Breaks of 174 and 129.
Junhui, commiserations from 3-0 and 4-1 down. What a fight you made of it to get to 7-all. But he was just too strong today. Tell us how proud you are, not just of your performance today, but all week. You have fought so hard.
Yeah, so it's very, very good the week. Start from the first match. And I know it's going to be very tough tonight. I missed a couple of shots to win the frames in first sessions and didn't doing well. But I think it's hard match now, so I try to get more points to fight 1 frame first and then win another frame, see what happens in the first 8 frames. So 4-4 is not too bad, but he played better tonight.
You nearly didn't play at all, Junhui. You were so unwell here last Saturday. How close to pulling out of this championship, really, were you?
I remember in my life disappointed if not playing this tournament. That's why I'm trying to play. So.
Well, what a fight you've made of it. And tell us about the confidence levels and what you've learned about yourself this week. Very rarely do we see you beating your chest and showing such emotion. We like this side of Ding Junhui.
I like it. Yes, I like too. I like myself to play like this, and it's very cool. You know.
We think you're pretty cool too. And finally, it's a venue and it's a championship I know you love here in York. What do you want to say to this crowd who really have taken you to their hearts? Not just today, but ever since 2005 here.
Yes, I really take them hard. So thanks for every game to support. I love here, love everyone.
2 finals in a row. Come back next year, make it a hat-trick. Thank you, Junhui. Thank you. Ronnie, champion again. Absolutely amazing achievement. What more here? But when you look back over the last few days, the heart and the fight that this man has shown, and he's one of your great pals in this game, what would you like to say about the spirited performance he put up tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's played fantastic all week. You know, I've been watching his games, and you know, his cue ball control is the best ever. He's just never out. It's like watching like computer. You know, when you see a computer, it's just everywhere you want it. You know, it's just it's a pleasure to play Ding. You know, he's such a good man now. You know, he's a boy when I first started playing, but he's a man now. You know, he's a father. A credit to China. You know, all the Chinese lads that come on the tour, they're so polite, so nice, and Ding is, I call him the godfather of Chinese snooker, you know, because, you know, he paved the way for everybody else, you know, to believe that they could come here and do it, you know. So Ding's a massive inspiration to all the snooker players, you know, and, you know, listen, I'm a massive fan of Ding, and it's an honour to play him in the final. I know there's probably millions and millions of people watching in China, so for me, it's a fantastic experience. The crowd here have been fantastic all week. I love playing every minute here. And it's just good. Yeah, I've had a good week.
Ronnie, I can chuck a whole bunch of numbers at you. It's an 8th UK crown. It's a 22nd major. It's a 40th world ranking title, and you're still #1. But what can you tell me? What gives you the greatest pleasure about winning this one? The greatest pleasure about winning this one 30 years after your first time?
I don't know. Each tournament I win and play in, I get great pleasure out of. I've played great all season. The 2 tournaments that I've won, I've probably not played my best stuff. In the other tournaments that I played in, I've played really well, not won them. So it just shows you what a strange game this is. Tonight I just had to come out and just have a good head. I thought, if I'm going to lose, just make Ding earn it. The big crowd here, everyone's watching. Give them their money's worth. Sweat and tears on the table. If I don't win, that's just one of them things. But I come out here and I give it my all. I love competing, and I love to compete with Ding tonight.
It's a kind of full circle moment, Ronnie, because not only were you the youngest winner of this event, you're now the oldest. Happy anniversary!
Yeah. I know. I mean, I always keep beating myself up because of the age thing. I keep thinking at some point, it's got to stop. I've got to stop winning at some point. But I keep doing all right. So I'll keep going until the wheels fall off,
Well, they're not looking like they're falling off anytime soon. Here he is, the man who is still cutting the mustard, as you like to say, all these years later. Mr. O'Sullivan, an 8-time champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, Steve Dawson, Chairman of WST, and James Booth, the Head of Acquisitions at Mr. Q. The runner-up receiving a silver medal and a cheque for £100,000. What a run from Ding Junhui!
Well, they love him here in York. He's played some delightful snooker. Frankly, I'm not sure who could have done anything really about those last 3 frames. We'll see him at the Masters, where, by the way, he's going to play Ronnie O'Sullivan in round 1.
And the winner, receiving a cheque for £250,000, the trophy and the title, 2023 Mr. Q UK champion, the greatest of all time, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, what better way to mark the 30th anniversary of that remarkable breakthrough win than winning it again?
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
For an 8th time. He's not so sure about the medal, but he'll love holding this trophy aloft once again. And the crowd absolutely love watching it. And I've got to say, Alan, that finish, those last 3 frames, that's about as good as I think anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was as good as it gets. You simply can't play better snooker than that. The long red about the work that he was doing in the practice room this morning. The reason you do that is so that when you go out there on the centre stage and the heat is on in battle that Ding Junhui brought to the game today, you can produce it, and boy did he produce it. It was a performance almost of a lifetime towards the end of the final. Where is it all going to stop?
Well, you do wonder. I mean, once we get into the new year, obviously the Masters, and then talk will turn to the Crucible. Could there be an 8th world title? I know Jimmy thinks he can get 10 of each. I mean, it doesn't seem quite so fanciful when you watch something like that.
No, 22 and counting now. I mean, he started winning these things way back 30 years ago. And how long can he go? The hunger's still there, that's clear, and that's good to see. Also good to see Ding Junhui back where he belongs.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alan, and thanks as well to, of course, Philip and Dominic as well. It's been, well, extraordinary to be here, actually. The crowd was so involved in that at the end, and why not? Ronnie O'Sullivan, for an 8th time, is UK champion. One of the great moments that I think we've ever seen. Well done to him.
I hope you enjoyed. Please give a like and subscribe.